Alright, what is going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy HC Jammers back with another episode of HDJ's Friday evening commentary over some Street Fighter Cross Tekken matches, gameplay, whatever you want to call them. It's just me playing the game. But yeah, today I think it's episode 7 or 8. You know, as always, I always forget which was the previous episode. And as soon as I finish this video, I'll go to check. And apologies, I'm going to apologize in advance if I sound quiet this time around. It's because I'm doing this video at 2 o'clock in the morning. Why, you ask? Well, I was supposed to do it during the day, but I never did. And then, like, you know, I was just sitting around. I thought, hey, it's 2 o'clock. Let's do my Friday evening commentary before Friday evening itself. So yeah, without further ado, let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. You'll be seeing that. Let me do that again. You'll be seeing back-to-back matches, or 2 back-to-back matches. One with my friend Inferno Kong. Shoutouts to Inferno Kong. I'll be seeing him very soon. Very solid Bell and Ogre player. Guys, I tell you, if you ever encounter this guy online, just watch out. He will get the better of you. Gets the better of me every single time I verse him. And also to my friend Creature Goon. I'm not sure what it is. He had another name. He had a SoundCloud name, but I remember his gamer tag, Creature Goon. Shoutouts to him as well. He's improving every day. Every time I see him, or every time I play him, he's just improving. So top notch to Creature Goon. I tip my hat off to you, young sir. And the final match was just a really quick one with Cody and Sakura. You know, they're mixing up. I think you see 4 of my teams this time around, but they were decent matches I kept over the 2 weeks. I think I might start doing Friday evening commentaries over like every 2 weeks now, because I think this gives me more time to prepare the topic, more time to think over things, and just gives me more breathing space, I guess, because I wanted to do it every week, but that didn't turn out so well. So we'll do it every 2 weeks, and maybe I might stop at episode 10. I don't know. It depends how many topics I come up with or run out of. But yeah, also I'll leave the link to the previous episode in the description below. Also, I'll leave a link to description to one of those. If you guys are following Capcom Fighters TV on YouTube, they have this Challenge Capcom series where, you know, you go on Xbox Live or PSN and you challenge them to Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I tried my luck the other day. I tried my luck on Wednesday evening, or I had to wait till like midnight to fight these guys because they're 8 hours behind us. Because I'm a UK player, of course. I had to wait till midnight to challenge Capcom's Combo Fiend to a match, and my word, did I do terribly. But you know, there was lag and everything, so you know, feel free to check that out, guys. I will leave the description in. I'll leave the link in the description below. Okay. Also, guys, as well, I'm going to my 3rd tournament on Sunday. As most of you may know, some of you may know, if you follow me on Twitter, all that yada yada stuff. I came 3rd in the last tournament that I went to. I'm not sure how, you know, tournament. This is the great thing about tournaments. You don't know what's gonna happen. Things can change. Top 3, top 5, top 8 places can change. That's just the amazing thing. I'm just gonna go down there and make an appearance. I'm still debating whether I should enter or not. I have the tournament entry money, but I'm still debating whether I should enter. So yeah, that's pretty much that stuff covered out of the way. Now on to today's main topic for the remainder of the video. I believe this is about a 15-minute video, because I saved 5 matches, and when I looked at it, I was like, oh god, I've got to talk 15 minutes, 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry, I'm wide awake. For some reason, I'm always wide awake at night time. What would you call them words? Insomniac. Yeah, I think that's the word. There's a title on Street Fighter for it, but I never actually use it because Lily's title, or the one I've got for Lily, is way better. But now I'm going off topic. But yeah, so today's topic I wanted to talk about for Friday evening commentary is the future of fighting games. Yeah, pretty weird. It's kind of relating to other stuff I've spoken about before. Actually, maybe it isn't. But this thing popped up in my head last time, or after I finished the previous Friday evening commentary I uploaded. It popped in my head straight away, and I said, you know, next time I'm going to talk about that. And it's like, future of fighting games. So, you know, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Where will the future of fighting games take us? How will they be organized? How will they be made? How will the players make of them? You know, stuff like that. But you know, it kind of just came to me because the majority of you, maybe some of you, majority of you, hopefully the majority of you saw the Xbox One conference. So, you know, the next gen consoles for the Xbox One, which, in my opinion, just to give a brief opinion on that, it was absolutely disheartening. Sorry, pronunciation. 2 o'clock in the morning. Because yeah, they were showing everything that gamers are not interested in. You know, we're interested in like the games, because we're all the guys just like, where the games at? You know, we want to play the games. We want to, like, you know, beat each other up, shoot each other. You know, kick a football at each other, you know, stuff like that. We don't want to see the entertainment, the music side, the sports side, all that stuff. That's what TV, computer, all that other jazz is for. You know, stuff like that. But that was pretty much it. It was disheartening, and you know, when I was looking at the PS4 and the Xbox One, I was thinking, okay, this stuff could be interesting. But then I follow, you know, as always, everyone follows top fighting game players, top tournament players on Twitter, and they were like, you know, I think CEO Jabali, I think that's how you pronounce his name. There was Justin Wong as well. There was Maximilian, Miles93. That's quite a few people. They were just like, where will the future of fighting games take us with how the next gen consoles are acting? I was thinking, you know, let me squeeze my opinion there. Let me see how things work. Well, you know, that's just the future of consoles, the future of tournaments. I think the majority of tournament players thinking the future of fighting game tournaments will be held on PlayStation 4 because of how the Xbox One is a bit weird. I have to put quote unquote weird. I'm not sure how, because we haven't got much information on it yet, so we have to sit tight and wait. However, you know, with the fighting game aspect itself, well, you know, it's been around for a while, but I think the future of fighting games is going to start off. It's already made its square one route. It's already made its ground base. It's already known to the world. It's going to be tag teams. It's going to be 2-on-2s. It's going to be 3-on-3s. You know, Marvel. It's going to be Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It's going to be Tekken Tag 2. You know, they've already brought it down, and I think that's becoming, like, you know, the basics of the future now, because, you know, the one-on-ones, don't get me wrong, one-on-one fights, that's where we all originate from. That's where we all originate from. That's from the games we all originate from. So that's how it started. But now we're elevating up a bit. We're taking it up a notch. We're what shall I say? Capcom, Namco, NetherRealm Studios. I need to forget the name for a second. They're taking it up a notch and saying 2-on-2s. You know, that's probably the more interesting, visually appealing stuff to the audience, to the gamers like us, because, you know, doing combos with one character is fine and dandy, but, you know, with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, one of the main reasons I stuck with Street Fighter Cross Tekken is because 2 characters, and, you know, the combos, the setups you could do with 2 people instead of 1, because 1 person, you got that one-track mind for 1 person, but 2 people, you gotta do a little bit more thinking. You gotta have that extra brain power for that extra person. Marvel was a little too complicated for me because it was 3 people, and, you know, that stuff I can't deal with. But I think that's where the future of fighting games is going to lead us. I think it's going to be tag teams all over the place, because it's just more stylish combos, more mix-up setups, you know, resets, all that kind of jazz. And, you know, you've seen most of my videos, or the majority of you, some of you see the majority of my videos now. I'm switching up the teams on Street Fighter Cross Tekken because, you know, there's more than 2 characters to explore. I mean, Street Fighter Tekken's got 52 characters. No, 52 maximum, and that's another thing. You know, the characters the character roster can keep increasing. I wouldn't be surprised, right, if in about 2 or 3 years time there was a game with over 100 characters, a fighting game with over 100 characters available to the player. I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think you guys should either. But that's just things that are just popping in my head right now. But you know, I'm not sure how, because I was mentioning the consoles and tournament players. It kind of works both ways. It can be appealing to them, and it can be appealing to the public like us, ordinary people. Actually, everyone's ordinary, but okay, I'm going off topic now. But yeah, all we gotta do is really just sit tight, be patient, and see where things take us right now, because things are smooth sailing right now. Well, I say that, but you know, behind the scenes, you know, Capcom could be making, you know, a 4-on-4 tag team fighting game, or I don't know. It could so weird right now, but you know, hopefully, I know I've seen some people, they say, oh, can we go back to square one and stick with the one-on-ones, and, you know, just bump up characters, and, you know, all that kind of normal talk about fighting games, you know, buffs, nerfs, setups, whatever. I can't even remember. I just lost track of thought. I lost my train of thought in my head. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. I don't know why I'm doing this, but hopefully I'm going to finish this up real soon. But yeah, it's like, you know, I want to hear your guys' opinions, or you guys' opinions as well, because my opinion is not really a valid one. Or everyone's opinion is valid, because, you know, developers want to hear they want to hear from the people. They want to hear the public. The public need a voice. You need to shout to these developers and make them understand the future of fighting games. In my opinion, I think it should just stick with 2-on-2s. So I think 2-on-2 is great. Like I said, one person, I was with 1-on-1s, I was never too good at that. But because Street Fighter 4 was a perfect example for me. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, like I said a couple minutes ago, That was too many characters, and the fights can be a little too long because you have to actually take out all 3. And you know, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I think that just hit the nail on the donkey, because you know, 2-on-2s, and if one character dies, then that's the round over, that's the match over, whatever. It's the whole shebang. But I think I think they should just move forward from there and just integrate some more interesting mechanics, because that's one of the difficult things for fighting games nowadays, the mechanics and how the game works. Because you know, there's been some new trailers or new talk about Guilty Gear. I think there's a new Guilty Gear coming out. I saw like 1 or 2 trailers, and my word, the new Guilty Gear looked cool. But you know, this is just stuff we're seeing. I'm just speculating here, saying this is just really cool stuff. Guilty Gear could set the trend off for the new future of fighting games, but we just have to wait, like I said, for the next generation of consoles, and hopefully, oh, actually no, the next generation consoles will cost an arm and a leg, ladies and gentlemen, because yo, them specs, them features, oh, they're selling that for £200. They're losing money, not gaining it. But hey, that's just Microsoft and Sony for you. But yeah, so let me hear you guys' voices. Does that make any sense? Yeah, let me hear you guys' opinions. Let me hear your voices. Well, I can't hear your voices for YouTube now, can I? So yeah, let me hear you guys' opinions about, you know, future fighting games. Where do you think they will take us? You think will be? You think the fighting game developers are making progress and making games even better, or do you think they're digressing? Is that the word? Digressing, downgrading themselves to back to basics. Back to basics, I've got no problem with, but then guys like me, and there's a few other people as well, they want the basic fighting games to have a little twist to them. But you know, that's another thing I want to mention quickly. I think I'll have time to mention this as well. With the whole progressing forward with fighting games, I think, because I saw Reinhardt, I was watching the stream the other day, and I saw Reinhardt speaking to another commentator about this, and they were saying the comeback mechanics in certain games are just ruining it. They just kind of just take away the whole comeback thing. It just like loses the right to play the Guile theme. Wink wink, because you guys know I put a Guile theme video up the other day. But some comeback systems, they just kind of take away that whole Guile theme aspect to it. So Pandora, the greatest example. I know a lot of people don't use Pandora still, but more people are integrating combos and setups with it. But in my opinion, I still don't feel the right to use Pandora, because that's just, these comeback systems or comeback mechanics are ruining it. Tekken Rage Mode, that's more funny. It's not a really serious one because I just don't like it. But it's Rage Mode in Tekken and Tekken 6 and Tekken 2 is just annoying. And you know, in Persona 4, some of you may have seen it, some of you may not. There's this thing called Awakening Mode, and that's okay, but it's still a bad comeback mechanic. I think the only decent comeback mechanic in fighting games that I've played throughout the time I've been alive is Street Fighter 4. Marvel vs. Capcom, X Factor, what is that? X Factor is a joke. Sorry, I won't go too deep into detail with it, but I just think X Factor is an absolute joke. Because I just think, you know, for future fighting games, you know, if I had to slap it in one sentence, you know, keep it 2-on-2s, make more stylish combos, you know, as well as balancing characters and all that kind of jazz, and just take away the comeback mechanics, please, or just don't over-exaggerate them, because like I said before, Reinhardt was saying, you know, comeback mechanics kind of just destroy, sort of quote-unquote destroy the fighting games. He put a perfect example by putting up, he said, like, you know, a basketball game. So if you guys are watching the NBA, and you know, so two teams are playing, NBA Lakers versus Cleveland or Miami Heat, and say you know, Lakers were losing by about 20 points or something, and in the last quarter of the NBA game, you know, instead of getting for every 2 points Lakers score, it's a 4 point. Every 3 points they score is a 6 point. You see, that's kind of just a bad comeback mechanic, and kind of just makes people urge them to play the game. So Lakers will actually just thrive to beat Miami Heat with just a new system or a new rule integrated into the sport. This is, you can apply this to games as well with Pandora, X Factor, Rage Mode, and Tekken 6. Oh god, I can go on for days. I could write a dissertation about the bad comeback mechanics in games. Actually, no, I couldn't, because 10,000 words is very long. But yeah, without that being said, so let me know in the comment section, guys, where do you think the future of fighting games will take us? You know, I've just been talking gibberish for about 15 minutes or so, but pretty much I've just talked about, you know, the future consoles, or I've just talked about the future of fighting games for the consoles, what consoles they'll be on, you know, the comeback systems I've just mentioned just now, and you know what tournament players, and my brief opinion on that. Let's just wrap this commentary up in a nutshell. So hopefully I didn't bore you guys for too long. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like rating. It helps me out in a motivational way, not a financial way. I have to keep saying this because some people think I'm just turning into a CPM monster, which I really am not. But yeah, so that is pretty much, we're coming up near the end of the video. I said that like twice now. I've just looked at the screen, I've just double checked. Is there anything else I want to mention? So yeah, okay, check the description. Check the links in the description below. Like I said at the start of the video, challenge Capcom. I was pretty much near the start of the video versing Combo Fiend. I wanted to verse Haunts, but I was just not good enough for Combo Fiend's Elena. His Elena just messed me up completely. And also, last episode will be in the description if you missed it, and if you want to go check it out, then feel free to check it out. And yeah, I think I'll leave it off here, guys. That has been the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, like I said, for like the 1000th time. This has been your boy HDJ, guys, and I'll see you guys on next Friday evening commentary. So peace out, YouTube.